being stealthy, Tyler.
I didn't break that window so you could do gymnastics, okay? We're here to watch a movie because we're going through withdrawal.
Right. Because we got to see it up on the big screen.
Yeah. So the first thing we got to do is fire up the projectors.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
What? How does this even fit inside?
I don't. How do you stream off of this thing?
You know what? This is empty.
Oh yeah, it's not even loaded.
Let's give up.
Please sit down. Sit down.
I thought you said this movie was good.
It is good. It won Best Picture.
In 1990?
Yeah.
Should have been Goodfellas. How old were you in 1990?
What's going on here? Gentlemen! Why is there a window broken out here?
We don't know. It was like that when we broke in.
What are you doing in here?
Well, we missed watching films on the big screen, so like we wanted to come in.
On the big screen? This isn't a big screen!
We couldn't figure out the projectors. It's all we had.
Oh my goodness gracious. Gentlemen, I need your A game for this Lost Weekend Film Festival. Put on your comic book britches, get out there, and for the love of everything normal, put some masks on!
Okay.
Yeah.
This
I need my cell phone.
way!
Lost Weekend.
What?
Lost Weekend.
When?
Tonight.
Whoa. Oh man. Andy said he needed our A game. I would say that this is not our A game.
Well, yeah. We haven't even done anything.
God, man.
We should come up with an idea.
Yeah, we need ideas for 4 videos right now to have ready by tonight. It's been like 100 years. I don't even remember how to do this. What are you doing?
Drawing lines.
Lines.
We can show our love for theatrical movies one line at a time.
Brilliant. I love it. We got it.
I drew on my thumb.
Still good. Man.
It seems strange to have a full mural on your ticket window.
Yeah, it's hard to see who's on the other side of this. I don't know.
I didn't expect to wait in line this long.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long time. I've seen people pass us.
There's foam right here.
Yeah.
It says tickets available though, so somebody should come to the window.
Dang. I don't see anyone. What? Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Man, technology, huh?
Okay, we're good. Let's go.
Sweet.
This is the longest bathroom line I've ever been in.
It's way too long.
I told you we should have gone before we came.
It's way too long. We're gonna be late for a movie. Oh my
Nobody's
god.
even coming out. What are they doing in there?
They're taking their sweet time. That's what they're doing. I gotta go. Wait. Unless. Yeah, no one is in there. So we can just go.
How long do we have to wait before sitting down?
I don't know. I mean, we gotta wait, right? It's all lines here.
I mean, you know, I bought the tickets and it tells us what seats we have.
Uh-huh.
So they're ours, so nobody
Right.
can take them, but I want
Yeah.
to make sure that we get them so nobody takes them.
Wait.
I bought specific seats, so we probably don't have to wait.
Oh, well that makes sense.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, yeah. That's why no one else was here. Oh man.
I'm so happy to be back in the theater.
It is so good.
I can't wait for this. What is that noise?
Why are you at the movie theater? You should be watching streaming services. I am British Sandy Ryerson, robot streaming service.
No, we want to watch
Yeah.
stuff on the big screen. We don't want
Like
to
in
watch
a
stuff
theater.
on the
Does not compute. Must take off shirts and watch on small screen. Streaming service mean no clothes. Necessary comfort of macaroni cheese in microwave, not tasty Alamo treats. Streaming service from Sandy Ryerson is exactly what cinema needs for the future.
This just sounds awful.
This has gotten really weird.
Watch
This is
streaming
crazy.
service. Do
I'm-
you
I'm-
have
I'm horribly
a
afraid of this guy.
Plus or a Max? Then you will love the movie selection
God.
available.
We have got to run away from this guy.
Do
I'm gonna
you
move like
want
Steven Seagal.
$30.
Talking away. I don't know what to say. I'll say it anyway. Today is another day to find you shying away. Oh, I've been coming for your love, okay? Take on me.
I thought you said you were gonna move like Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal now, not Steven Seagal 30 years ago.
Oh, well, he beat us here.
How did he get in front of us?
Doesn't make any sense.
Sandy Ryerson exhausted. Sandy Ryerson need classic chicken sandwich at Alamo to rejuice.
So can we
You want to watch the movie with
Yeah.
us?
sit next to you?
On big screen?
Yes.
Yes! Does not compute, yes! Does not
All right.
compute. Join Sandy Ryerson for theatrical experience.
All right, I'm.
Sandy Ryerson requires masks.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yep. All right.
Now we are friends.
Uncomfortable.
I'm alright with it.
Nice shoulders.
What makes a good movie quote? You can go online. You can read AFI's 100 Quotes for 100 Years. There's some good ones in there. IMDb has lists. There's good ones there. YouTube has videos, right, where these people are telling you these are the greatest movie quotes of all time. These are the ones that you should know. But really what it boils down to is what stands out for you. What sticks in your brain? It could be something totally off the wall. You might have a quote from a famous movie that is nothing even close to what they tell you the best line in the movie is. Because it stands out for you. For you, it is that best line. It could be 2 words. It could be a dozen words. It could be a monologue. It could be a sound, a grunt, a Wilhelm scream. It really doesn't matter. It's about what triggers that memory in your mind of watching that movie, that film for the first time, for the love of the theatrical experience, or wherever you may have seen that movie the first time around. Okay, so what we wanted to do is show our love for the theatrical experience, for film, one line at a time, by picking one line that stands out to us. And for me, I have a lot of quotes, a lot of lines going around in my brain that I use a lot. But this one for me, I wanted to pick one that stood out and gave me the same effect, or as close to that original effect as it could the first time I heard it in the theater. And for me, that line is, Avengers, assemble.
Avengers!
Assemble.
So this is the culmination of 10 years of building in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to get to that point, to say the words Avengers Assemble that we hoped we would hear in the first movie and we didn't. They teased us in the second movie, and then we got it in the fourth one in Avengers Endgame. And what makes it so powerful is not necessarily just the two words, but it's the way they're delivered, and it's the scene as a whole. Because that scene starts with Captain America totally alone. He's on his feet. He is the only one on his feet. The rest of his teammates have been beaten down. They are all on the ground. He's alone. He walks forward, facing that gigantic army by himself. He tightens the strap on his shield, and he walks forward to really, who knows? He might be thinking, "This, I'm going to die on this battlefield." He's going to fight until he can't fight anymore. And then he hears the crackle on the radio, and people that he hasn't seen in 5 years, or people that he's never met, show up from all over the galaxy to fight. And they're coming through these portals, and they're gathering, and he calls out to them. He calls them all Avengers. They're going to avenge what Thanos did 5 years prior. And then he kind of, we get that pause, and then he whispers, "Assemble." And I feel like he whispers it because he knows he doesn't need to call them to assemble to fight. He doesn't need to tell them, "We're going to go do this," because they showed up. He didn't have to call for help. They came to help automatically. They just showed to battle, to fight for life, basically. And then you get the scream, the responses from the line, right? Chris Hemsworth, you give that scream right after. Chadwick Boseman screams. They all start running forward. You've got the soundtrack from Alan Silvestri just pounding in the speakers, and it gives you goosebumps all over. It gives me goosebumps all over. And it's just two words. Two words is sometimes all it takes.
It's showtime.
I'm channeling Ruth Gordon from Harold and Maude. The earth is my body. My head is in the stars, or the Christmas lights for my Home Depot tree.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
What happened here?
Family shit.
What happened here?
Just family shit.
That line I just gave you was from a film called Brother's Nest, a film we watched here at Lost Weekend, directed and starred by two brothers. And what I love about that movie is that we were all on the edge of our seats while we were watching that film. It was a back and forth. We were laughing. It was gripping. People were dying. And at the very end, it all ties together in a moment that we all feel, which is the shit that our family goes through every single day. And I think now more than ever, it's always good to laugh with our families.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
I feel the need for speed.
Ow! What we've got here is failure to communicate.
I have 2 guns, 1 for each of you.
You talking to me?
Have you paid your dues, Jack? Yes, sir. The check is in the mail.
Have you paid your dues, Jack? Yes, sir. The check is in the mail.
Jack Burton has always had a very special place in my heart from childhood. He's an everyman. He's a hero. He's an idiot. Just like me, I guess, just like all of us. And you really can't beat a movie that couples great characters, silliness, action, and really good morals and a nice lesson about, taking back from the bad guys. Plus, there's some really sweet special effects and some great use of neon signage. So how can you not love Big Trouble in Little China, and especially not have a huge place in your heart for Jack Burton?
Hey, Luke. May the force be with you.
All you need is love. John Lennon, smart man, shot in the back, very sad.
After all, tomorrow is another day. Do 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 it's required to sing the song after you say the quote. Just letting you know.
No matter where you go, there you are.
No matter where you go, there you are.
And that's a line from The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. It's during the scene where Buckaroo Banzai and his band, the Hong Kong Cavaliers, are performing in a nightclub, and they come out rocking. And Buck Banzai, played by Peter Weller, he even has that little tiny trumpet. I don't even know what it's called. My wife would be embarrassed to know me if I can't call what that trumpet is. But it's a rocking scene. They're kicking butt. He gets on the piano, and well, actually, it's before he gets on the piano. He hears Penny, played by Ellen Barkin, crying in the distance, somewhere in the club. He hears her crying. The makeup is running down her face, and he stops the rockin' show to address her and to address the audience, because when she basically kills the vibe of the scene, the vibe of the band, and they're all upset. You know, who is this woman? Why is she like harshing my mellow? And Buck Banzai says, like, you know, we all get down. And he doesn't even understand why she's depressed. And he mishears her a couple times. He doesn't even call her Penny the first time. He mishears her name. But he starts, you know, giving his philosophy, you know, don't be mean, don't be mean. And it's very like Fred Rogers. I love how Fred Rogers it is. And as he's talking to the crowd, he says, you know, like, you got to remember, no matter where you go, there you are. And why I think about that line a lot is because it's telling you to be in the moment, that there's no escaping the moment. You have to adhere to the moment. You have to lean into the moment because the future hasn't happened. The past is already done. All you've got is now. So that's why that line kind of hangs in my head.
I'll have what she's having.
Are you really enjoying that?
Nah, needs garlic.
Tink, dear Tink.
Negative. I am a meat popsicle.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Keep firing, assholes!
Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
And it's one of those lines that seems like a throwaway line until you really just kind of learn a little bit about it, because it's ad-libbing. And The Godfather is, you know, kind of famous for ad-libbing from its major characters. Al Pacino and Marlon Brando do a lot of it. Robert De Niro in Part 2 does some. But you don't think about the kind of side actors all that much. And Robert Castanello, who plays Clemenza, just kind of tosses the take the cannoli part of that in there, because it was in the book, in the script, it's supposed to just be leave the gun. And I think that's just, it was such a brilliant idea on his part. And it wasn't even his idea. It was his wife's idea, who was also playing his wife in the movie. She was like, no, you need to make him seem more cold. You need to make him seem more like a hitman. And what is that going to be? Well, you know, in the scene beforehand, I'm telling you to don't forget dessert. Don't forget the cannoli. So what if you say, take the cannoli? And it changes the entire scene, because if you take the second part of it out, if you take the cannoli part out, he's just, you know, telling Rocco what to do. But now he's telling him what to do, and also being a family man about it, which is kind of dark and terrifying to some degree when you really start to think about it. And it's also just this, I love quoting it because it's this line that has so much meaning in terms of, you know, you've just done something, but don't forget who you are also, right? You may have just done something terrible, like murder a person, but don't forget who you are and what you need to do afterwards, which is, make sure you pick up dessert. That's why I love it. It's one of those just kind of constant reminder sort of things that no matter what your work is, don't forget that you have other things outside of it. I think that's really important to remember, actually, even if you remember it by thinking about an assassination.
Oh, the humanity!
I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life.
A donut hole in a donut's hole. But we must look a little closer. And when we do, we see the donut hole has a hole at its center. It is not a donut hole, but a smaller donut with its own hole. And our donut is no hole at all.
You can't handle the truth.
My friends, you bow to no one.
My friends. You bow to no one.
Line from Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, one of the many endings of that movie, where Aragorn, having been newly made king of Gondor and the race of men, is walking up to the four hobbits during his big coronation ceremony thing. And the four hobbits who have been through the most incredible journey of all of Middle Earth, especially of the Third Age, see their friend and their travel companion who they helped reinstate as king, and they bow to him. And Aragorn looks at them and says, no, that's not going to happen. I love this scene so much because it shows the character of the hobbits. Frodo has literally defeated evil, the supernatural presence of evil. And Merry and Pippin have fought in wars and armies and put their lives on the line. And yet still here at the end of that journey, they still have that core humbleness where they feel like they need to bow and show their respects to their friend. And I love the reversal that Aragorn gives them and recognizes for them and says, no, we're not doing that. You deserve this. And then the whole city of Gondor bows to them. And it's just these four little hobbits who are nothing, just normal people, and just being bowed to by all of these folks. And what I love about that moment too, that line, which is just so filled with emotion from Aragorn, because he knows why they're bowing, but he knows that they shouldn't be. What I love is that just a few scenes later, the four hobbits find themselves back in the Shire at their old tavern, at their old table, and none of the hobbits care. None of the hobbits are bowing, and everything goes back to normal for them. And I just love the juxtaposition of that line and then that moment just a few scenes later. But it is really just, for me, that line is just the end of that journey for them, and showing all that they accomplished, being recognized for, and just showing that these four little people can accomplish great things. That's what I love about it.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
That is one big pile of shit.